The Franklin House, in a sense, has eclipsed Bennett Franklin. It really does connect not only Streetsville, but Mississauga to a time in its past when public houses like the Franklin House were the center points of many of the early villages. Every village had a watering hole or a place to get refreshment, or refreshment both in the liquid sense and in the rest sense. But Franklin House continues that tradition. So the fact that it is still operating, outside of just the fact that it is a heritage building, but that the building is still operating in a public sense, is another layer that strengthens its tie and its history to the city and into the village of Streetsville.
In 1927, the Queen's Hotel closed its doors, but the building continued to house various businesses. By the 1970s, the Franklin House fell into disrepair and became a ghost of its former grand self. It was scheduled for demolition, but was saved by the Ontario Heritage Act.
It wasn't actually until about 2004 when we organized with an author to have clairvoyants visit the building, and they not only documented the spirit, but for the first time in our knowledge provided a name for her, and that was Jessie. We don't know much about Jessie the person. We don't know exactly what time period she came from. She's somewhere in the early years of it being a hotel, so probably from the 1880s to about 1900. The story is that she passed away in some fashion in the building. There's been some reference to perhaps suicide or even a murder that took place in the building, but the truth is we really don't know how she passed away. And that she wanders the place in which she passed away, or the place in which she died, which was a former room on the second floor, as well as a doorway in which she will appear and her image or likeness will be seen. Some have said they see a disembodied head, some say they see the actual person in clothes. There are those that even say they see her face looking out the window of where she passed away. And so the ghost story is but one element of its multifaceted history.
Coming up on Ghosts of Mississauga, we go inside the Franklin House, where staff and patrons regularly witness disturbing poltergeist phenomena. There's something going on.
Yeah, I believe there's something going on.
And the Ghost of Mississauga crew contends with eerie activity at the Franklin House.
It's distinctive. Like, there's distinctive characteristics in that.